If you will, give it up for our boy, Eddie.
Give you a background on this presentation before we jump in, and I'm going to walk around just to let you know how I like to do things. Raise your hand anytime. Just put it up in the air. As soon as I'm done with my thought, I'll call on you. We'll go back and forth. We got a lot of time here. I'm not going to save Q&As to the end. I hate when people do that in a small room like this because you forget those thoughts sometimes. So feel free to just call them out. That being said, I asked probably like half of you guys yesterday what your biggest problems are in regards to getting more customers on the marketing side, et cetera. And I reworked my entire presentation, rewrote it last night and this morning to be more fit for this room. So hopefully you guys get some value out of it. Again, if there's anything you feel like you have questions about, aren't clear, this is super casual. This isn't normally how I do my talks. I'm gonna walk around, answer questions. Hopefully we can get some value. That being said, to start, can you guys just call out numbers, how much you spend a month in marketing? 6,000? 5 grand? 8 grand? 50? Nice, we'll get to that in a second. Anyone more than 50? No, everyone below 10? No one above 10? Okay, why? Shoot them.
It's hard for me I've struggled with being able to, so I'm in construction, so I'm in analytical, it's hard for me to measure how I get money from that. So I've had like this mental block, right? And a lot of bad experiences with bad marketers.
Yeah.
So
My fulfillment isn't set up properly.
Okay, so you physically can't scale if you pour gas on it.
Yeah. Fulfillment as well with a mix of what he said, mostly measuring those metrics, specifically on the inbound phone calls for people who navigate the ads differently because it's harder to track.
Yeah. Okay, so in both of your cases for fulfillment, can you not just hire contractors out to scale it faster? Like if you got 3 times as many jobs next month.
I can now. I had a geographical issue that we resolved recently.
Okay, you? No?
No, I have to train it myself.
Cool.
Yeah.
We should just talk about that separately.
Yeah.
Someone else had their hand up here.
Yeah, I did. My shoe is, sorry, I was going to say it and I forgot. Not knowing if I'm going to get, I'm already spending a certain amount, and if I dump more into it, how to know if I'm going to actually get a return from that.
Cool, and out of these numbers that everyone's calling out, what percentage of it is digital? And what, because I know you do local stuff, right?
Yeah, it's the digital stuff's mostly organic.
Okay, so no, you're not spending money on paid ads.
No, on paid
Online.
ads. No, 6,000 on paid ads.
Online?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be, it's SEO, Google AdWords, Facebook, Instagram.
Nice. There was one more hand somewhere.
We've been repeatedly sold a grand deal and then seen no people come through the door from it.
From 1 grand?
No, we've been sold by marketing companies
Oh.
multiple times. We sign up, we pay the money, they change our website.
This is
they do it
Cairo,
all.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then no patients come through the door.
Okay, cool. Good to know. We'll touch on these. Before I jump in, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit who I am. This is a slide, I guess, where I brag humbly. Most importantly, I'm an awesome father and husband. I think this is very important to put at the top of the list here. I know a fuck ton of people that make a lot of money. They have shit relationships. They don't treat their wives and kids well. This is why it's number 1 for me. Manage over $700 million a year in client revenue. This is from our efforts, not just like what our clients make. It's what they make because of us. That's a pretty important number. And I'm CEO to 100 employees in 19 different countries. I say that just to say I'm not a marketing guy. I'm a business owner. So big difference. 5 years ago, I was just a marketing guy. Now I'm a business owner. So there's a lot of experience that comes with having an operation of 100 marketers inside of a business. So Trevor and Kale, when they called me to do this, they said, hey, what's your fee? We want you out here. And I said, I don't want you to pay me anything, just cover my travel. And all I ask in return from you guys is that at some point, if I bring you value, post a photo of me, a video of me talking up here, tag me on your story, I'll repost it on mine. That is all I ask in return for this time. So here's some of the brands that we work with, just so you kind of have an idea about my resume. Prestige Labs was Hormozi's company. We actually helped that scale. We sold that company for almost $60 million. Burger King, you already know who it is. Snow Teeth Whitening is the number 2 highest grossing revenue Shopify store in the world. It's over Peloton. It's over every single brand that you can think of except for Fashion Nova. Blue Chew, it's the little Viagra pills. I know it's kind of off topic and weird, but they bring in a lot of money.
Did you bring in samples?
You don't need samples, bro.
I already hyped up my wife earlier.
Very funny, bro. And then, I don't know, a lot of you guys are in real estate, so I figured you knew who Manny Koshman is or Pace Morby. I consult Manny Koshman's entire marketing team. I do all of Pace Morby's marketing. Here's an example of kind of like when we touch stuff, what it looks like. This is this year. We took a client. This is everything they made from January 1st to September 30th. We took them on in September, October 1st, December 4th, $2.5 million of revenue as opposed to $116K the rest of the year. Just so you have an idea of the stuff that I'm about to teach you today, implemented, what it actually looks like. This is a Stripe account. I screenshotted a week ago for you guys. Should be pretty easy. So pretty much everything that I'm covering today is going to go under two umbrellas. It's going to go under content or conversion. I was going to do a whole talk on sales, my third T, which is closing. But after talking to you guys in this room, it feels like you guys kind of already have a pretty good grasp on sales. I think the biggest thing is how do we get more people into the sales pipeline. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to start with content. So this is my calendar. I only put it up here to help you guys understand the importance of content. I talk to a lot of business owners, a lot of CEOs, a lot of people running companies, and they just can't seem to justify the time of spending their time on actually filming content. They're like, I have more important things to do. It's not a revenue driving activity, blah, 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 blah. I want to kind of reframe that for you guys. I think it's important to think about content as the only way to duplicate yourself in your business. The only way that I can have 1,000 other Eddies running around the internet is through me filming content. I can't go and hire other Eddies. I can hire other people, but they're not me. And the only way that I can multiply myself is to shoot content and then have tens of thousands of people watch that content now, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, etc. That's the only way to multiply my time. It's the most efficient way to do so. So if you look at my calendar, this is pretty full. But if you look from here, everything that's in light blue is content. So this line goes all the way down to here. You can't see it because people booked meetings on top of it that I didn't attend. 3 hours of content here, another 2 hours of content here, another 4 hours of content there in my week. I run a company with 100 employees. I'm extremely busy, guys, I promise you. And I still make it a priority 20% of my work week to shoot content. That's how important it is. And if there's anything that you guys walk away with today, it's that, please. You need to understand a year from now, you will thank yourself because you will have your own sales team of 100 of you running around the internet, selling and closing for your sales team, having people get on the call and just signing up. Okay, this is actually the biggest revenue driving activity for your business. The problem is you don't see it directly right now in this moment, so it's very hard to justify. I spend about $30,000 a month on my internal content team, not my ads team, not my marketing team, just Nate and his team holding up cameras and microphones and editing and creating content online. And I'll show you the math of how that checks out and has a positive ROI for us later. So here's how I like to think about marketing. I attend a lot of conferences. I think everyone is always looking for like the next hack, the next, new Facebook ads trick, the new Google trick that's gonna make you millions of dollars. I just am so against that way of thinking. I like to think of all marketing as billboards and TV ads. Like if you had to put a billboard in the middle of Las Vegas to attract your customers, what would you write on it? What would you say on it? You have no way of targeting people who are interested in your product. It's just everyone that's driving. And it's very important to think like this because the one thing that will never go away, whether Facebook has an update or they go to court for data lawsuit type stuff or YouTube or Google or TikTok gets banned because it's Chinese, all this stuff doesn't matter. The only thing that will never go away is demographics. You can target people that live in this area who are this age and this gender. That will never go away. And so the problem is everyone's trying to figure out like, how do I target people who want a car wash? Just target everyone and tell them, hey, do you want a car wash? And the people that want a car wash will come to you. And so obviously this is very surface level, but it's very important to understand the language that you guys are speaking in is much more important than the targeting. It's much more important than any tricks and hacks that you have. And I'll show you exactly kind of what that language should look like. So here's our framework for good video ads, and I'll show you a couple examples later on, but this is kind of the sequence of things that we put in. If you guys want to take a photo of it, I think it's important when you go to shoot your ads, not all your content, just your ads. This is the exact order that generates the most revenue. As we've kind of done this over the last 5 years, this is kind of the formula that comes to mind. So first, eye, ear, catching hook. This is the most important part. If I could put it as 1 through 5, I would put it as 1 through 5. People are scrolling through hundreds of pieces of content a day, right? Some of you guys probably spend, even business owners like you, spend a couple hours of your day on social media, whether you like to admit it or not. I've gone through people's phones, I set it open. open, show me what you spent on Instagram, hour 50 a day, 2:30 a day, 3 hours a day. And so it's very important in all this noise that first second, those first 2 seconds, make you at least stop. That's it. And if you don't have that, 2 to 6, completely irrelevant. You wasted your time even doing them because no one's even going to sit there and listen to you. Okay? Number 2, product benefits, product demonstration. 2 and 3 right here. This is very simple. This is the hook. This is what we're doing. Here's why it's important. And then here's the problem that you're experiencing. Now, as you go and make content more and more and more, you become more comfortable pushing number 4 up to number 2. That's kind of where I'm at. At the beginning, it's a lot easier to talk about your product than get into the problems. If you want to sell more, it's very important to push this to number 2. So you'll have an eye-catching hook. Then it'll go to identifying the problem. You talk about their problem. Now they're interested because you've gotten their attention. You've got them to listen. Now you're telling them, here's the problem that you have, and here's the problem that I'm going to solve for you in this one video, which allows them to stick around all the way to the end. So this is a framework called content blocking. This is what I do to be able to pound out hundreds of videos in a short amount of period of time when we're shooting ads, okay? This isn't going to work for your organic. This isn't going to work if you're trying to make new content like Trevor and Kale do on a regular basis. This is not the framework for that, but this is the framework for you to run ads digitally, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the sources. This is how you can spend like 10x less time and not do anything and get 10x more value. So hook is the first part. We already kind of covered that, and I'll get into what good hooks look like for you guys. The middle part of our video is going to be called the core. This is where we're actually talking about what we wanted to talk about. So if I said, do you really need to wake up early to be successful? Hook. Core is my entire topic. I'm talking about my viewpoint on it, my opinion, whatever the case is. Close. This is where I close them on a call to action of some sort. Hey, follow me. Hey, apply for this program. Hey, come check us out at our car wash. Hey, come get your back cracked at our chiropractor, etc. So I think a lot of people on social media, something they do wrong is they'll get these 2 things down and they won't do anything here. And so you're getting all this attention, and right now organic's very strong, kind of like Nick was talking about yesterday. And you're having people watch here and then get to the end and there's nothing to do, and then boom, they move. And that is the end of the customer journey for you. All you have to do is just film. And someone who does a really good job of this is Ryan Pineda. Do you guys know who Ryan Pineda is? Okay, cool. So I consult his ads team. And something that they do really well is Ryan will basically sit in a room. He'll film different closes. So, he has an event going on. He'll film, hey, what's up? If you got value out of this video, come check out our event in January, whatever. Or if he has a book, hey, you got to get my book. He'll film different closes and he'll just paste them at the end of the videos. And so when you're watching his video, you're 30 seconds in, video's about to end, boom, video continues, and it's him talking about the thing that he wants to sell you on. This is a very important piece that people don't maximize. And what happens when you're doing organic content especially is you're just going to waste all these views. 100,000 views on a video, cool. You got some likes, you got some comments, but did it really generate you any revenue? Okay. So here's kind of the system that I use to multiply as many of these as I possibly can. And I'll show you how I turn 6 different videos or 4 different videos into 50 to 100 different videos at the same time. So instead of sitting here and filming a video from 1 to 10 all the way through, I essentially break it up into these 3 pieces, and I film each one separately with the same outfits. So in this hypothetical scenario here, you would go and you'd film 6 different hooks. Okay, you'd sit there playing, you'd say, hey, what is my customer going to be called out with? What is going to catch their attention? And I'll show you a couple examples on the next slides. You're going to film, example, 6 of these separately. And then what's going to happen is you're going to go and you're going to film 3 different cores, whatever the things that you're talking about. So let's take countertop, your countertops. So the middle of your video is showing how to clean a countertop or whatever it is, or it's showing the comparison between a bad one and a good one, what to look for. Whatever it is, those are going to be your cores. And then your closes are going to be, hey, if you have this issue with your countertop, go ahead, DM us below. If you have this other issue with your countertop, go ahead, DM us below, whatever the case is. You're going to film these all separately. So in this scenario, you would film 6 hooks, 3 different cores, 3 different closes. And if we actually multiply these together and stick them together in as many multiples as we can, we have 54 unique video ads, but it probably took us an hour to film these. So you don't have to sit there all day, you don't have to sit there all week filming all these things, as long as you content block your things out, as opposed to just doing the entire thing from start to finish. You're going to get a lot more value out of a lot less time. So in those 7 hours that I was showing you, I could probably film, if I took this approach, I could probably film 150, 250 video ads. If I do them from start to finish, which I do for my organic content, probably 15 to 20 videos max. That's the difference.
So you said you film them separately, your hook, your cord, and your clothes.
Yep.
Mash them up.
Yep.
How does that equal to 54 videos without
They splice them all up.
Because you're,
without making it repetitive?
It doesn't matter because remember, this isn't organic. This is you running ads.
Oh, got it.
So if you want to run ads in your city, and I want to create as many combination of content as possible, as many different hooks, many different bodies, as many different call to actions, this is how I do it. It's not like you're posting one of these every single day on your story or your post.
Do you split test and then go with what works?
Exactly. So this is the split test. This is the best way to split test. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's content blocked out, you can go back and you can say, okay, core number 2 has the longest watch time. Okay? Hook number 3 has the highest thumb scrolling rate. People stop on this one the most. And the close that's getting the most people to click on it is number 2. And yeah, exactly. And so now because you have them already individualized, you can start mixing and matching things together.
Then you take the.
Go ahead.
So then you take one of each that did the best and combine it and run that one? Or?
Yeah, so essentially what you're gonna do at the beginning is you're gonna run multiple. So you're gonna run, let's say, 12, 15 different versions, okay? Once you look at the data after a week, 2 weeks, whatever the case is, depending on how much you're spending, you're gonna be able to look at this and understand what your winning combination is. Now moving forward, when you go to shoot your next video, what do you think you're gonna do? You're gonna film 6 hooks that are similar in style or in wording to the one that won. You're gonna film 3 different cores that are similar to the one that won, and 3 different closes that are similar to the one that won. And then you'll have 54 unique ads that you know are winners based on that. But if you filmed all of these from start to finish, it would be much harder to take that winning combination and combine it together. You'd have to go back, you'd refilm everything from start to finish. Hey bro, we know this thing worked, but like we can't really cut it out because it's in this one video, so you gotta refilm this beginning, you gotta do this. If you do this from the get-go, you film once, you run ads, you know what's winning, you put those pieces together like a jigsaw puzzle, and those are what you run.
Smart.
Does that make sense?
Totally, yeah.
You were saying something before. You figured it out? Cool. Does this make sense? Yes?
Obviously, you're scripting, right?
Sorry?
Obviously, you're putting it all in script first before.
I personally don't believe in scripts. I believe in concepts. A little bit different. So like, you can tell if someone's reading a script, especially someone inexperienced at videos, right? Like, I film a lot of videos for the last probably like 6 years, 7 years personally, like aggressively. And if I'm reading a script, you can tell I'm reading a script. Like,
You could tell what they could tell.
everyone can tell. But the point here is like, I would rather a concept of like, hey, here's how I need you to open it. Here's the hook. You know, I need you to say this and get close to the camera and do this. And this is the point that we're trying to get across. So cover this point, and then when you're at the end, tell them to go and buy or tell them to go do this. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I'm blocking them, it's a lot easier. Now I say, hey, I need you to just film this hook. Do this to the camera, get close and say this. Boom, done, cool. Thank you, no stress. Here's the concept that we need to cover in our core. I need you to talk about, you know, credit repair and this one little thing that we're trying to cover. Cool. You spit some fire for 20 seconds, that's our core. And then I tell you again, I need you to say this one sentence. If I scripted it, you would sit there and be like, hey guys, what's up, what's going on? So I would do, and you know what I mean? You're regurgitating what's on the screen and you're trying to keep up with it and you're trying to pace it the way that you don't pace. You know what I mean? I truly believe like you have to be yourself fully in these situations, and so when you script, you take yourself out of it. When you give a concept, it allows you to form it the way that you want it to be.
Just to double down on that, I write scripts in bullet points because of what you're talking about. Otherwise, it won't be genuine.
You read them in bullet points?
I write them in bullet points.
Exactly, concepts, right? So I need to cover this, I need to cover this, I need to cover this. So when you script everything, it just becomes too tight, too dense. Cool, so here's an example of one of our ads. Okay, let me pause it, give it some time.
I thought that was you.
let it load. So this is a concept. We did content blocking for this ad. We shot the hook separately, we shot the body separately, and then we shot the call to action at the end separately. And you'll kind of understand why it's doing so well. Oh, and I lied.
This ad is live.
Yeah, this ad's actually been running for 7 months.
I think I've seen this.
Well, Luke just said he sees it all the time on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep. And I've gotten ClickFunnels as a client from this ad, just for reference of like how much these brands appreciate. I'm gonna play it, and if it pauses, sorry guys, we'll just do it.
Don't believe me? Check out these! We got a top-tier team that collaborates with you to deliver content that converts. All the fancy schmancy equipment to get the job done, models, actors. We even got our own professional movie set. Kitchen set. Bedroom set. Bathroom set. Zapple room. How do I get out of here? So click the link below and get your content before we reach you. Come on now, click it. Click the link. Come on, you click all day with the link. Come on, man, click the link. I love you.
Cool, so you get the point here. We filmed each one separately. What's up?
Why the broken screen?
Because he shot it at the beginning. That broken screen frame took like 3 days to make. Yeah, because we had to like break, if you look at it, just to show you how deep the team went on this one. They actually like bent the video in a way where it looked like the screen was also broken. So we just took a normal video, put it, and then they took it in another software and started kind of breaking the video itself. So those points on the screen, it would bend when he walked through them, etc. So pretty cool. Here's another example. Again, hook's the most important part here. These 2 ads are super successful. We've been running them for this one for like 6 months. The other one I said 7 months, but probably longer. And we spend, on these 2 ads alone, we spend about $30,000 a month at like a 3x ROI cash collected.
Email marketing is dead. Check out these SMS results. 308K in the last 30 days.
150K in the last 30 days.
$250,000 in the last 30 days.
28,000 in the last 30 days with only 8,000 total subscribers.
Listen, email marketing is not dead. But in 2022, when you do it right, SMS can be way more profitable. So click the link below and check out our SMS packages at a price that we've never offered before and start getting results like the ones you just saw.
So another important thing here, just as we kind of go through this, when I block things out, another benefit that I don't really talk about is the fact that like I can make all our ads evergreen. So for example, if I know this video of him being a hillbilly converts really well, I can just go take the last part, the close, and just change the offer on the close with the same outfit. And that video can now run for 10 different things. I can do a $1,000 content package. I can do a $30,000 content package. I can do a Black Friday promotion. I can do whatever I want because I blocked it out. I can just refilm that one close and just change the offer every single time on it.
He just stays dressed the same.
That's it. This outfit stays in the office. Anytime we need to add something, he just puts it on, walks out back. Feels like the same video. What's up?
So this is probably a dumb question. Was that the speaker that sounded like that, or was that the way you guys recorded the audio?
No, it's a projector trying its best here.
Oh, it's, okay. So you guys, I thought the first one I was like, that makes sense, maybe because it was like outdoors.
No, the audio is like extremely clear. We have a mic over his head and he's talking and it picks up.
That'd be funny when you see Donnie's ads like.
Trust me, it's the Clippers.
But on that note though, audio is the most important piece of this. If I would rather have shit camera quality and awesome audio as opposed to bad audio and great camera.
And notice all our video guys are all like done.
Yeah, I mean audio is everything, especially now with short form content, etc. So here's a couple ideas of hooks, just very basic generic stuff so that you guys can kind of have something to think about here. So calling out your specific audience can be a question like, let's say it's a baby product. Do you struggle putting your baby to sleep at night? You know what I mean? Do you call out problem? Do you experience this. Are you this problem? You know what I mean? Like, do you have chronic back pain and have tried everything to get rid of it? You know what I mean? So this is a very easy way on an ad to use this hook to generate a ton of business. We run a lot of TikTok ads, and I'll tell you on TikTok with the voiceover, we just take the voiceover, we slap this question on there, do you have problems with this? And the watch rate on it is insane. Just because we asked this question at the beginning, it was the hook. And again, back to my original point of like not targeting specific people, we target broad. I ask the question, everyone comes to me. I just let them come to me based on me attracting them. Number two, you can just call them out directly. Example for the car wash, car owners of St. George, XYZ, homeowners of St. George residents, blah, blah, blah. If you guys have a local business, it's important to put the city name in there. It just makes it feel like you guys are a very local company. If I'm advertising credit repair all over the US, it's a little different. If I'm advertising credit repair in St. George, I want to be very specific with my demographic targeting on that.
And you see like on some of these service local-based businesses that because the other service-based businesses don't know marketing, that if you throw a couple bucks at something and actually put a little bit of effort behind it, that you can completely dominate the market.
100%. I took this formula, I applied it to you guys' credit repair company, March 2020. Those ads are still running. The same videos, the same concepts.
Yeah, went from 0 to 4 million like that.
On the same ads.
Yeah.
Haven't changed them. It's been 2 years, 2.5 years. Haven't even changed them because this formula works. And other people aren't doing it. Look, dude, I asked all of you guys in the room, and no one was spending $10,000 a month. No one. Like, no one. Between obviously multiple clients, I'm spending like 250, 300 mil a year. You know what I mean? On ads. You guys are spending nothing. Think about the guys who are competing with you, who don't come to conferences like this, who don't invest in themselves, who aren't in masterminds, who aren't in these higher level programs seeking these things. Like they're just stagnant. They are so far behind that if you do anything, you are already ahead, okay? This is very, very, very important to understand here. And then some visual hooks. These are some examples. Again, what I like to do, honestly, is just go on like TikTok, Instagram, click the For You page, and see all the different things that people are doing. And then we basically screenshot them, we put them in a document for our team, and then they understand, like, most of these came from like a viral video on TikTok, swiping up or doing something specific. We're like, oh, that was cool, this guy got a lot of views, it went viral. Let's take this concept and apply it to our car wash, for example. That's all it is, dude. Like, these platforms are already giving you the data of what everyone's watching. They're all on the same page. You just scroll through the For You page, and you can see, and you can just scroll and understand, like, what is happening here. It would take you 5 minutes to understand, oh, this audio is very popular right now, or this specific intro is very popular, or this specific filter is very popular, and you just mimic that in minutes, and now you're on the internet competing with these guys and at the top of the list, and no one in your space is doing it, I promise you. It's very, very slim to none. So a couple ideas like sliding in the camera from left to right, from up to down, from down to up, little things like that. Catch people's attention as they're scrolling. Use your hands to like block the camera, move it off. Fast transitions on the screen, so like things happening really quickly is very important. You have to understand, like, everyone's mind is so numb to all this stuff. We're all like little squirrels now running around on the internet. And so like if it's not like super fast paced and intriguing right away, it's kind of like, okay, boring, too slow, next. So you want to be very conscious of that. And again, I'd say the most important thing is that you guys watch your own content and you truly reflect and see how boring you are. Because we all film content, we put all this effort, and we're like, killed it, this is sick. And then you go and you start showing your friends, bro, check out this video we filmed, check out this, and you're super proud of it. But if you really self-evaluate, you'd be like, this needs to be sped up, it's too slow for me. Like, if you guys can't watch your own content, like, remove the bias that it's you, then there's something that needs to change. And you guys know what that is by watching it. Oh, this is too slow. Oh, this isn't interesting enough. Oh, I can't read the captions. It's very easy. You guys are essentially the same consumers that are consuming this content. And if you can't watch it as the owner of the content, there's a problem. And I guarantee you, if you guys actually went and watched a lot of your content, you would find the things that it could be better. We're just kind of scared to do it, right? We're kind of like, oh, I'm proud of this content. I put a lot of effort into it. But like, when our company has a bad month, we're diving into the numbers. We're like, why is it bad? Where did we lose money? What is every line item? If you guys spent the same amount of effort doing that once a month on content, once every 2 months on content, the amount of difference in the results of your content going and working out for you in the world by itself, again, it's just you mirroring yourself in the world. The margin, like the exponential difference is insane because this is a permanent piece of real estate on the internet. When you go and fix these numbers in your business, you're fixing them now, and then next month you have the same exact problems again. When you fix the problem in your content, you say, okay, things need to be faster. They're faster forever, dude. You don't have to go and sit there and refix that same problem. You already know what it is. Every time you film it, you're filming it differently. You're editing it differently, whatever those things are. So self-evaluate your own content and don't be scared to do so. I know a lot of us are. I used to be like, that video's awesome, go post it. Go, yeah, keep posting them. And then I go watch my content and be like, man, I wouldn't sit here through the whole video. I would stop watching here. This is kind of boring. This is too slow. And start evaluating that. So scroll up or down, do something crazy, pinch in or out. You can do this afterwards, but basically like shoot from far away. And then like you see people do it all the time. They zoom in, they zoom out, they zoom in, they zoom out. It's just, again, that squirrel mentality of like, things got to be moving across the screen. There's got to be different captions, things like that. So this is very important for the hooks. So over the next 12 months, here is the platforms that I would use. Here is where I would be putting my stuff in. So left side is organic, right side is paid. So you can kind of tell here where I would be spending my money and not spending my money and efforts. So Facebook, Instagram, vertical content is off the walls right now. I'll show you an example of one of my posts. But that's where I would be pretty much doing everything. If you're not filming everything you're doing in vertical, you're already kind of losing in this world. I don't need to tell you that twice, but on our ads, everything is vertical. On our organic content, everything is vertical. So Facebook, Instagram, I would play both. Vertical content, Reels on Instagram are really good for organic right now. Facebook pages are the #1 organic source of traffic in the world right now. So actually going and posting on your fan page or business page on Facebook actually has more organic reach than YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. No one talks about it because no one does it. And the people that do, like Gary Vee, kind of keep it to themselves.
And this is video?
Sorry?
This is video?
Video, yeah. So Facebook is essentially pushing its vertical video content just like Instagram is. The problem is most people are, all the content creators for the most part are on Instagram. They're not also on Facebook. And so the supply of video is so low, but the demand is so high. And so instead of just taking normal personal pages, which Facebook always does, and it limits the reach of business pages, what it's doing right now is actually magnifying the reach of business pages because there is a shortage of supply of content on the platform. Does that make sense?
So I have a question. You get a new client who's in an industry you've never dealt with.
Yeah.
What do you do to try to come up with ideas? Are you looking at what others have done? I'm in an industry that you don't do social media.
What's your industry?
Executive security.
So
we don't like cameras, we don't like video, we don't like people. These guys made me get a stupid TikTok thing, and now I'm.
Where does your business come from?
It comes from, it's referral based, but the people we're dealing with are ultra high net wealth executive assistants, things like that.
You don't think they're on social media? These assistants?
Now, I'm sure they are, but I don't know that they're, I mean, well, all right, fuck these guys. But I don't know that
Hey, that's an awesome excuse not to ever have to record a video. So hold that as your truth.
Yeah, all right. But are you going to TikTok saying, typing in, whatever, toilet paper, because you just got Procter & Gamble, and then you're looking to see.
Let me tell you this. It depends on the business that you're in. So you are an intent-driven business, meaning people search for you, right? They don't just like get a video on their feed and they're like, oh, I need security now. This guy told me to, I'm gonna go hire security. They seek security. So in that case, you would be in the search platform. So Google, YouTube. This is where you should be spending all your efforts, all your money, all your time on those platforms. So like on YouTube, let me just give you an example. I'm gonna talk about this later. But on YouTube, if someone goes on Google and just searches private security team, cool? That's all they do. They look around, they leave, they forget, they start their day. YouTube pings that person's devices, and you, just by saying YouTube, target everyone who searches on Google for private security. They will target them for 3 weeks straight. Every single video that they get on YouTube will be an ad for your company before the video.
What are some of the situations you face? Because I was like, man, it'd be badass if like you recorded like a video of somebody getting kidnapped or something, like kind of an intense video potentially. Like
Corey kind of said that with my thing in Mexico, right? So we.
Like imagine if your phone going zzz, like and a text comes up, we need you now, you know, or something like that. Like a hook that's like, and then.
For what kind of business? For his business?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, from a creativity side, you can do anything. And the cool part, here's the cool part about ads compared to organic. Organic, every single week, I have to sit down with my team, and I have to sit there, and I have to come up with 10 new concepts. 10 new concepts. Dude, I've ran this CEO lawyer, one of their friends. Dude, we have ran this same ad for 3 years, and it just prints money every month. Dude does millions a month. We're just printing money on the same ads because the concept was good. That's why ads are cool. So like,
would then he then go to like high net worth area codes and only run the ads in?
He doesn't even need to. Like, so let's take YouTube as an example. YouTube, you can target by income. So you can just take top 10% of income. You can target the areas that your security teams are in, and you can say only target people when they search for security teams. And now every time someone searches for security team, they'll go on Google. Everyone's paying hundreds of dollars a click because it's an expensive service. They're going on Google, and all your competitors are sitting there competing for that click. But what is that click? Someone clicks on it, they read, and then they leave, and it's over. That is the end of their journey. They just spent $100 to get that click. If you do it on YouTube, for 5 to 8 cents every time, someone goes back into their YouTube, and a lot of people watch YouTube on their TV. So you're getting TV ads for 5 cents an impression, essentially. When they search security and they're thinking about this decision as an assistant, over the next 3 weeks, they see 3, 4, 5 different ads that you have as a company because they search that thing and they're like, wow, I was just looking for a security team. Oh, this guy provided some pretty good information. Let me look into him. Oh, I saw this guy again. Oh, I saw this again. And just by doing that, the perception of how valuable you are goes way up in their head. Dude, I have clients who advertise locally enough to just like go to dinner and 10 people are like, oh, hey man, what's up? I see you online. Oh, hey man, what's up? They're like a local celebrity for spending thousands of dollars a month because they're targeting the right people over and over and over. It's a frequency game, right? So that's my advice to you at the end of the day. You're a searchable service, intent-driven. You look for intent-driven platforms. I can't go to TikTok and say like, security team, and I'm gonna find a good service. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be tips and stuff. So technically your life is easier than everyone else's here, because you're a service that is intent driven, so therefore you shoot 3 to 5 good ads. These things run for 10 years, because it's not the same people seeing the ads over and over. Every time someone searches, it's a new person added in, and they're getting cycled through all these ads that you have. What?
We have some footage we could use for TikTok. We've seen karaoke. Stand by.
But you can run vertical ads on YouTube too for shorts.
Which
so
that brings up a question that we've got an internal debate. When you're filming content, does your team shoot horizontal, knowing they can crop out maybe in 4K, or are you shooting intentionally?
90% of the time we shoot vertical, but if we do need to use it for multiple platforms, it's always horizontal, as long as you can crop in.
So if you're tailoring something for TikTok, you're going to shoot vertical.
If we know 100% it's vertical, we'll shoot vertical.
Is that why DJI came out with the drone so they could
The new
camera out
Mini 3?
vertical? Yeah, because it's like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's where everyone's consuming all their content.
I was told Facebook ads to shoot horizontal, vertical. Okay.
So you'll notice now on the feed in Instagram, it used to be you can't run ads vertically. Now you can run full screen ads. So as you're scrolling, you'll notice some ads are like small square sized, but some are full screen. So why not take up twice as much real estate for the same price? Sometimes less because they like it more. Even for Google and YouTube, for YouTube Shorts, vertical content, like him in his case, he could be targeting everyone that searches on Google with vertical ads on YouTube and achieving the same thing, and no one's competing in that space. Literally no one. So hope that helps.
YouTube Shorts is like an easy way to grow organically because they're putting all the eyeballs on it right now because they're trying to compete with TikTok and Instagram Reels.
Again, all these platforms, guys, I've been doing this for like 10 years. For the first time in 10 years, there's like 4 guys fighting each other for the most organic attention. It's literally a war. What'd you say?
Badass for
It's
us.
badass. It's great for us if you guys are posting content. If not, a year from now, you're gonna be like, fuck, it's too late. So make sure you're not. But these are the platforms that I would advertise on. Snapchat, I wouldn't target. Google and YouTube, this is pretty self-explanatory. If your business is a search-based business, I would use these. If not, if it's a business where you feel like you can disrupt someone by showing them an ad, like even a countertop, chiropractor, car washes, things like that, I would use all the platforms personally. But this is kind of an idea of what I would spend money on next year. I would stay away from Snapchat as much as possible. Does anyone know what a CPM is? Not named this guy over here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cost per impression, but it doesn't make sense.
Cost per impression, close. Anyone else? Okay, so this is the unit of measurement for all advertising. If you go and buy a billboard, they price them by CPMs. If you go to the radio, they price them by CPMs. You go anywhere, television, they price them by CPMs. So CPM is cost per milli is what it stands for. It's the cost of 1,000 impressions. Okay, this is very important because back to the beginning where I was telling you guys how to quantify the monetary return of your content. Okay, so if I have a CPM of $60, okay, if I want to run an ad, it's going to cost me $60 for every 1,000 people I reach. Okay, and I post an organic video that gets me 100,000 views. That would be 100 of the CPMs times 60, $6,000 of advertising that I don't have to spend because I posted one organic video that generated me 100,000 views. Does that make sense? Does the math make sense there? Yes, no? Yeah. Okay, so when I'm measuring my internal content team and I'm saying, man, I'm spending $30K a month on payroll for these guys, what is that generating me? I'm looking at how much ad spend I'm offsetting with the amount of views that these guys are creating organically for us. We get 1 million views a month, let's say. That, in equivalent to this, is $60,000 worth of advertising that I don't have to spend. They're giving me a 2x ROI, assuming no one's purchasing technically, because in comparison to me spending that money to paid ads, it's not even close. The cool part is paid ads. I know I'm talking only about paid ads, but I need you guys to understand it's a game of both, organic and paid ads. Paid ads go away as soon as you turn the button off. Coulter over here turns the ads off for the credit repair company. Done, no more lead flow. These guys, organically through their page, they could post nothing ever again, and they will get likes tomorrow, they will get comments on Saturday. A week from now, they'll still get people DMing them. A year from now, they'll get people DMing them still, because organic content is permanent real estate on the internet. And these algorithms will continue to pick them up over and over and over and give you more viewership, whereas ads are limited with a ceiling of your money.
Also, that's what's awesome about podcasts too. If you do it for a long enough period of time, you record it once. Like we recorded a podcast with Eddie, and he had a course. What was it, like $2,500 or something? A marketing course. You know, for a period of time, even after 6 months later, a year later, he was still selling some of these marketing courses. That it just the faucet still trickles in. And we spent an hour together, and I don't know, I mean, I know we talked at one point, he's like, dude, I haven't really added it up, it's gotta be at least 30 grand. And
it's probably like 50, 45, 50K.
$50,000 in 1 hour because of the evergreen effect that basically you're talking about, right?
And I'll probably get 1 or 2 still a year from 2.5 years ago of an episode, so pretty cool. Does everyone understand the concept of this measurement? Yes? Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. That's all I'm asking for, just a yes. That's all I need, thank you. So when done right, here's an example of one of my posts. You can see here, 219,000 views, great. But like, look how many people saved this, look how many people shared this. This is everything. This is my hook. The body was good. The call to action was good at the end. Everyone shared this in each other's DMs. These ratios are pretty stupid, so don't expect this all the time. But this is an example of when you combine all these principles together organically, this is what it looks like. I posted this video probably early October. Every single day, I get 50 followers from this video and a few hundred extra likes or views, a few thousand views a day essentially. Like every single day it's the top notification. It's just more and more and more because the algorithm picked it up. It's permanent real estate. I wouldn't doubt in January if this video is still making me money. So who actually spends money on advertising on YouTube? You want to. What's your business?
I do vehicle wraps and pre-roll.
Have I talked to you on Instagram before? No. Okay, well, anyways. I work with 100 wrap shops in the US, and I have the system on lock.
I've seen your ads.
You've seen our ads. There you go. See, this is the power of advertising. But yeah, you should definitely advertise on YouTube. You said yes. You should have put your hand up. I'm going to show you guys why. Here's the most visited websites in the world. Number 1 is Google. Number 2 is YouTube. Who owns YouTube? Google. You guys doing the math here? Between both of them, there's 60 million visits. Third place is Facebook. Oh, 60 billion, sorry. Third place is Facebook with 11.7. Google and YouTube, their network alone, combines for more than the top 20, including Pornhub.
Pornhub's 10?
I mean, there's another one here.
Yeah, like I was gonna. How many?
Yeah, but that's not good porn. It's only one ad.
Yeah, there's 3 porn sites on the top 20 in the world. Says a lot. But Google and YouTube combined for more than all of them combined. Probably, honestly, based on these numbers, probably the top 50 websites in the world don't even combine to Google and YouTube. And none of you guys are spending money there. Just like let that resonate for a second. Yeah? What?
Yandex, number 8.
I'll let you find that one out for yourself. It might be in the Pornhub category. So, cool fact, 694,000 hours of video are streamed on YouTube every single minute in the world. That's even more than all of Netflix. Netflix has 452 hours of video a minute. So, hopefully you guys are like, holy shit, I should be spending a lot more time on here. Cool, another one, time spent on social media apps. So, as if those stats weren't enough, YouTube has 24 hours per month average per user. I think it's more than this personally, but we'll take the stats for what they are. For reference, TikTok, which is the most popular platform, is still sub 20. YouTube's 24. So, I don't know. I'm a data guy here, but sounds like it might be good. So, a couple things to keep in mind. I know we always talk about video, but 42% of the time I notice images actually outperform videos. So I know we're talking about videos, hooks, all these things. I would rather you guys at least leave here and like run an ad that's an image rather than sit here and spend 2 months trying to figure out how to film a video and not ever actually doing it. You can still get a lot of conversions from photo ads, especially with offers. So like, I keep referring to you two because we talked at lunch yesterday, but chiropractors, car washes, like all it takes is a video with a nice offer, a photo with a nice offer on there for people to click on it, come apply and walk into your doors and actually work with you guys. So very, very simple. The problem is you have an opportunity cost. So on videos, you can retarget people. So if someone watched a video, they're now in an audience in Facebook and YouTube where you can retarget them with more content because they watched one of your videos, they're in the market, so you can keep targeting them. You can't do that with photos. Brain recall is obviously a lot less. If someone sees a bunch of your videos, they listen to you for 30 seconds, a minute here and there, they're gonna remember you a lot more than just like an image that's scrolling on social media. Like this guy remembers my ads. Trevor said some of the content guys have seen our other ads. If they were images, that wouldn't correlate like that. But because they're videos, they do. Obviously less screen time. And most platforms, I meant to say, can only run video ads. So like YouTube, you can only run a video ad on YouTube. TikTok, you can only run a video ad, etc. So it's still a lot more beneficial to use video. Here's how I find the best converting angles. So you were talking to me like, how do you come up with ideas? Search up every other private security company online and read every review. The 1-star reviews, the 2-star reviews, the 5-star and the 4-star reviews. Figure out what are the main things that people fucking hate about security companies. Like what is it that they complain about the most? And make sure you address it in your ad directly. Hey, all these other guys do this, we're not like this. You know what I mean? Or here's why we aren't like this. You know what I mean? Keeping it very direct and in front of the person allows them to overcome the objection that they have in their head that you don't even know about. So another one's good if you have a current customer base right here. So let's say car wash is an example. I would email these people, text them, whatever you have as a data list. And if you don't, we'll get into that in a second, why it's absolutely important. But I would send them like a survey with a giveaway in response. So for example, enter for $1,000 off your wrap, or enter for free car washes for a year, whatever the case is, something that's effective for you guys, but also good enough for them to want. And have them answer questions like this. What was your biggest fear when shopping for a new car wash? What did you want most out of a car wash? What's a good incentive to try a new one? What's an offer that would be absolutely irrefusable for you to come in the door? And let your current customers answer these questions for you, and they will give you all the answers. Like, you will see a lot of commonalities if you get a bunch of responses. You'll see, wow, dude, like 30 people said this offer would bring them in the door, and start structuring an offer that's phrased similarly, that's positioned similarly, and run it in your market and have these people flood you. Like, we sit here all day and we're sitting here trying to create these things when they already exist out there. People already know the answers. We're just like, we just don't ever ask them. You know what I mean? Even in our agency, right? Like, for 5 years, we just like did good work and never like did feedback forums or whatever. Now every client every month is obliged to fill out a survey anonymously and tell us all the things that they like, don't like about our product. We're just gonna face them head on, right? We wanna go and we figure out if 6 people are saying communication is poor, reporting is poor, I wanna fix that problem, not hide behind it and just kind of ignore it and hope it goes on. So same thing here. Other people already did the research for you, just go and ask them. That's all you gotta do. So important question here. Wait, what's up?
Sorry, before we hop off that, so when you're sending that out to your existing clients, what does that look like? You send it to them directly, incentivize them, you send it just...
I'm incentivizing them. So $1,000 Amazon gift card. Your clients are different than mine, so I don't know what they want. My clients could want a free content package. Cost me $1,000. You know what I mean? Your clients might want an Amazon gift card. They might want another service that you provide. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of figure out what it is that your clients want. I've had people do like vacations, so like a beauty brand, right? Like, we know it's primarily female, whatever. Instead of giving a gift card or a supply for the company, we say all-inclusive vacation to Hawaii. You get what I'm saying? It costs the brand $2,500, whatever it is. But the amount of research that we get to put on our ads, put on our website, to put in all the verbiage that we use everywhere, nets us 100x what this is going to net us. You know what I mean? Did you put your hand up? Or was that like a...
I was trying to move around because I got Heidi's head and everything.
Cool. So who here, local business, who here actually has an email list, an SMS list that they message at least once a week? Hey, put them high so I can see. 1, 2, 3. Do you?
Yeah, for my spa, I do.
For your spa you do. Okay, cool. Just turn around, look at the room. Just look. How many people have their hands up? 3? 3 people? Like, this is the cream of the crop.
I do mostly SMS. I don't even do emails much.
Yeah, but most of these people don't do anything. And you guys are sitting here and trying to find new customers, and you're paying money to go to conferences to figure out how to find new customers. And you're doing all these things to go and figure out how to find more customers when you don't even talk to your current customers enough. Like, there's so much money sitting here. We were talking, I'm gonna use you guys as an example if that's cool.
Who needs SMS?
Sorry?
Who needs it?
No, who's doing it?
Oh, we need it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, raise your hand if you need it. There'll be more people, yeah.
So I was talking to them yesterday, and I was like, how many customers have been through your car wash? And we said like 3,000 to 4,000 unique people. I said, how many phone numbers do you have? They said none. Okay, like, I want you to understand, I want you to understand how bad that is. They could literally, if they didn't do anything different in their business, and they just asked people for their phone number when people checked in, that's all they did, nothing else different. On Black Friday, they could send a text and say, unlimited car wash, or 10 car wash package for this, whatever it is, send a text message and collect 40, 50 grand for themselves. Just from having that list. No additional marketing, no all this stuff. And the thing is, you guys are gonna go and you're spending $6,000 a month, $1,000 a month, $8,000 a month, $50,000 a month. You guys aren't collecting this information and using it to your advantage. You turn off the ads, you're left with nothing. But if you had just collected it all and actually used it, you would have an actual physical asset. Even when you go to sell your companies, if you plan on selling them in the future, I don't know if you guys have even thought about that or not, someday you will think about that. The value of your SMS and email list plays into the exit of your business. If I take over your business and you don't have a list, your business is worth less to me. If you have a list of 30,000 customers who open your emails and open your messages, that is a much more valuable business, and they will pay you a multiple on each email that you guys have, on each SMS subscriber that you have. So not only is it more cash flow, but when you go to exit, it brings a lot more actual equity value to your business. It's very important not to neglect it. The average business that uses email and SMS generates more than 35% additional revenue from those sources alone. So take your business right now, don't change anything, but collect emails and SMS, and your business is completely different already. So if you're a local business, an easy way to do so is just to have people actually like check in every time, put in their phone number and name every time they check in, goes to your system. What I was telling them too, if you're in a small town and you have a generic service like a car wash, you could do something like a giveaway, public giveaway. We're gonna do 1 year of free car washes for anyone that applies to the giveaway. All you have to do is just punch in your information. We'll text you a confirmation when you've applied, and we'll text you if you won. Run that, dude, for pennies on the dollar. You could have people opting in with their phone number, sharing it with their friends for free. All of a sudden, you're collecting thousands of text message numbers from your city, and all it takes now is just, and you can make $30,000, $50,000. You can have people lined up in your car wash 3 miles down the road because you punched an SMS offer to everyone.
Is this something you would use, in a commercial setting?
In every setting possible. Dude, even if I only had over time 400 people to text, it's still 400 people. Like, that you don't, bro. Let's take countertop over here, right?
That's what we call them. Yeah, we call them
This is a new name. So let me give an example, right? Like when you replace someone's countertop, you don't really like go back and replace another countertop anytime soon, right? But they talk to their friends, etc. So like this guy, Christmas comes around, he's slow. He has a list of a few hundred people that they've worked with, nothing crazy. And he does a $1,000 referral bonus and just shoots a text to everyone, hey, I want to give you an extra $1,000 for your Christmas gifts this month. If you refer any of your friends that need a countertop, we'll send you $1,000 in a check. You know what I mean? That's all he has to do, 400 people. Now he's got 400 soldiers running around, talking to their friends that they know need countertops. Oh, I forgot this guy. Let me refer him. They start becoming his own salesperson. And just like that, his small list of 400 people generates him 5-10 jobs. You know what I mean? So that's the impact of this little thing that doesn't require, this is probably this is the thing that requires the least amount of time in your business that has the highest ROI. You don't need to film content. You don't need to spend money on ads. You already are doing all this stuff. You don't need to do anything additional except like send a text, which you guys already do hundreds of times a day. You know what I mean? But
except you can do it once.
What?
You can just click a button and do it once.
Exactly, send it to everyone. And this is very important as we get into next year. Advertising costs every year are going up. Platforms become harder to advertise on. They have more rules. They have more contingencies based on data, all these things. And the more permanent assets that you own, data that you own for your...
Well, those are flickering, so I told them to turn those ones down.
This is getting romantic.
Yeah. So turn the other ones way up, man.
Turn it back up, turn it back up.
Turn it up. Turn it all the way.
I started falling asleep. I forgot what I was talking about, but
Permanent assets in your business.
yeah, you need permanent assets and you need to control your own data at the end of the day. And if you don't have that data, your business is literally like one update from being absolutely destroyed if you're depending on any sources of traffic outside of referrals. So just something important to think about. So second C is conversion. So what's the conversion process of your customer? We talked about the ad, the content that we need to make, where we need to be talking to these people. But what does the process look like between that and the actual transaction, the sale, the close of the person? So are you playing a quantity game or are you playing a quality game? There's a clear difference here based on the price point of your product, right? The more expensive your product, the more difficult you should make the process. The less expensive your product, the simpler the process needs to be. It's all relative, right? If I'm selling a $15,000 coaching program, I want you to go through hell to be able to get to the point where you talk to a sales guy. Because now I know you're serious, okay? If I'm selling you a $29, I don't know, downloadable thing, I don't really care. I'm sending you right there, make the purchase. If not, tough luck, it's 29 bucks, get out of my way. You know what I mean? So low barrier, examples that we can do that in are this. So like lead forms on Facebook, lead forms on TikTok. These are forms on the actual platform. You don't need to build a website. You don't need to build a landing page. These platforms already do it. You can run ads. Coulter over here uses Facebook lead forms. Low service thing here, low service product, $4 million generated from Facebook lead forms. Doesn't even use the landing page itself to do so. Okay? People fill out a form, it goes to the sales team calls them, they have a sales process in check, and they make money. So these are all low barrier to entry. DMs is another one. I love quizzes. So for example, I'll give you an example. I work with a lot of personal injury attorneys, like car accident lawyers, stuff like that. Very, 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 very immensely competitive space. But in reality, it's a low barrier product because you don't actually have to pay the attorney, it's a contingency fee. So they only pay when you actually get the check for the car accident, they take their cut. So because of that, you know, the intake teams are always like, we need to ask them more questions, we need to make it harder, we need to qualify them more before they come to us. I was like, no, we need to do the exact opposite. So what I did was I condensed, instead of a long landing page, all this shit, I basically made like a 4-question calculator. It's a quiz where they just press a button. It's multiple choice 4 times, and then they put in their information, and it goes to the team.
And where do you put that?
Where I put
that quiz?
It's
in your ad or your...
No. So in the ad, you'd click the button, it would take you to the quiz.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So I simplified the process. I dumbed it down to an extreme amount, basically. We went from spending $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month at a higher ROI because I dumbed down the process. Sometimes we're asking too many questions when we don't need to because our product is low ticket. In your scenario for a wrap, I'll show you the next slide, I would make it a little bit more difficult. I want them to be qualified when they come in. I don't want just like a bunch of people applying with 2006 Honda Civics. You know
That
what I
wants
mean?
a Chrome wrap.
What?
That wants a Chrome wrap.
That wants a Chrome wrap, exactly.
Every time.
What was that product again for this specific product that you're talking about?
The quiz?
Yeah.
This was lawyers for car accidents. I'm sure, just drive around in Vegas, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Let me ask you, once they finish the quiz and they don't go to text conversation or they don't go to the call, they haven't put in their info at that point, right? Don't you lose that lead?
They can, yes, but I'd say less than 10% do that.
Okay.
Because it's a calculator. So how I'm incentivizing them is like, in this case, see how much your car accident should be worth. They click it, they go to this quiz, and it's as dumbed down as possible because they're coming from TikTok and Facebook. So it's just multiple choice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations. We figured out how much your case should be worth. Type in your info and our team will send it to you. And so at that point, they've already achieved the thing that they're there for.
I thought it was straight to a conversation, and I know when that happens, that's when they drop off. You know what I mean? So
you'd be surprised, dude.
Type in your info first, though.
Yeah, type in your info first. We have a like direct to text conversation, direct to DMs. We do this all the time. And my sales team will close like $15,000 content packages on DMs. So if you have a good sales process for DMs, a lot of people are more comfortable doing DMs than they are putting in their info. Ironically, you're same shit, dude. Like these people check their Instagram more than their text anyways. Then I can see when they've seen it. There's like so many perks to it anyways, and it feels like you're not intruding on their personal space when you follow up because it's on their Instagram. So this is an interesting approach too. We pivoted to this approach for like 4 months this year until it stopped working for us. But we were making a lot of money just driving them right to text. So this is low barrier. High barrier, this is like for more expensive products, like let's say wraps, coaching programs, countertops, etc. I would want someone who's spending a lot of money to go through and really understand before they applied. The problem is a lot of people have like perception that I just want leads, which I think someone talked about yesterday. Was it you talking about leads? Yeah, like fuck leads. Dude, if my sales team has 100 leads a day, they can't contact 100 leads a day. I'd rather them just have 10 really good leads to work every single day. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money, it's a waste of time. So if I have a higher barrier product like mine, for example, we charge 20K plus, long landing pages, rigorous application process, I want you to think I need to disqualify someone. Like you need to intentionally go out of your way to ask them questions that will intentionally DQ these people in order for them to not waste your sales team time if they're not qualified. Application, so this is a couple examples that we use that work really well. So like someone clicks an ad, they go to like a short application, they apply. VSL means video sales letter. So, you know, in for example, I'm going to use Countertop because it's a good example for this. Someone applies to learn this, you know, something about countertops, just to keep it vague here. Then they would basically go to a 5 to 10 minute video of him teaching that thing. Now the customer's super educated. They understand why his service costs a lot. They're a much different customer. That person going and booking a call with a sales team is probably a layup versus someone who just like filled out a form, sales team calls him 20 minutes later, and he's like, I don't know what form we were talking about. I didn't fill anything online. I don't know what you're talking about. But someone who's sitting here watching a video of you talking about it not only understands the product, but they understand your expertise now. This person is a layup. Someone comes to this, bro, they're signing up every single time. So VSLs are super valuable. Another one, apply VSL right to a longer application. I do this for like higher ticket programs. So like example, if I was selling a mastermind like this is what I would do. I'd put a short application. I put a VSL talking about it, the kind of people we want. And then if you want, you can apply and it's 15, 20 questions. Well, you know, what do you want out of life?
Exactly
Why do you want to? Exactly.
That's exactly what we did.
Perfect.
I was going to ask you about that though,
Yeah.
because it's so interesting. Not this, but like a lot of the people who just filled out the first part, I get them to make a micro commitment.
Yeah.
And then we use sticky content to throw it on the next one so they don't have to refill out that general information.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys, they got so many applications that they could just forget about the guys who didn't fulfill the long form application.
Yeah.
But I had a recent client who took his business, his coaching business, from like 700 a year to about 3 million using this process. And he went in like a savage and just called them all. And we actually found that the people that filled out the small form application and did not fill out the long form coaching actually had a higher conversion rate than the people that filled out the long form.
Interesting.
It was very interesting. I know, it was some data I was just like, wow.
If I had a hungry sales team, I would just let them call everyone at the end of the day.
This dude attacked it on his own, so it was very interesting.
It makes sense, yeah.
Laid it down, but it actually had a higher conversion rate than people that didn't. And I was talking to, you know Brad Bearden?
No.
Okay, he was Frank Kern's CMO, his
Okay.
old CMO. I was talking to him about it, and his idea behind that is that some people that got a lot of money and they're applying to big coaching programs, they start to kind of get scared from just spending too much time on any certain thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So a lot of times, and what we found is the people that write the books, like about their whole life journey and everything like that, and the why would you want to work with me, part, yes, that they don't have really a high conversion rate.
Yeah, so here's what I would say to that. It depends on what you want as a program. Yeah. So for example, for me, in my company, there's no way to contact anyone directly. You have to fill out a form every time because I want to create a barrier. And then after someone fills out a form, an appointment setter talks to them. And if they check out that process and they're qualified, then they will allow them to talk to a closer. So like I intentionally create these barriers. If I didn't, we would have more sales, but I would rather have my company feel like this is hard to attain. Kind of like the business card example the guy was doing. The longer he held the card, the more the guy wanted the card. You know, by the time people get on a sales call with my final closer, they're like begging to work with us. You know what I mean? And so that's just the perception that we want when we get on a call and we tell someone it's gonna be 20K. We want them to like already want it so bad it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So obviously
That's why
I
we're
get
marketers, because we don't like selling stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We want them to get there with their credit card ready.
Yeah,
you know? It's like,
that's
"We're gonna do this?"
that's good
What?
marketing at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yep.
Can you like do like a mock walkthrough from step one, like say for example for a barber college?
Yeah. Yeah, here's what I do for a barber college, okay? I would have an ad, and the ad would say, you know, are you tired of working hard labor jobs with your hands, exhausting, getting tiring, blah, blah, blah. Did you know you could actually make more money just standing behind a chair in the air conditioning all day being a barber, and you don't have to go to school for it. XYZ, barbers make up to 150K sitting behind the chair, and then you can eventually even open your own shop. If you're interested in learning how to do this, just click on the button below the ad, go to my free training, I'll teach you everything you need to know in 10 minutes. They go, they fill it out, name, number, whatever.
And that's the rigorous application process?
No, that is this one right here.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Okay? So they would apply, short, name, email, number. Then they would go to VSL, which is your training. It'd be a 10, 15-minute video. Fuck it, dude, it could be 20 minutes. I have one right now that just prints money. It's 23 minutes. And it's a TikTok ads training, and it's I position it as like the meta-apocalypse. Like Facebook's going down, look at its stock, look at all these things. This is the new wave of making money. This is a gold rush. Go ahead and learn how to do it. People apply. It's 23 minutes of me talking about Facebook getting destroyed, TikTok ads, why it's important, why it's the next thing. Here's all the ways you can make money from it. If you want, you can just buy it below for $500 all day. So similar to that, that's what you would do. I would put a 15-minute training together. You talk about your story. Bro, I was like you. I was working these jobs. I was getting paid shit. I was working so hard. I found being a barber, and I realized how much money could actually be made. Let's just look at the numbers. Boom, boom, boom. You get this many seats, this many people, this many times a year. You're walking away with $150K a year just from cutting hair, like in AC. This is a career that no one talks about because colleges don't want you to know about it. And right now, all the barbershops in the world are literally having a shortage of barbers. They can't find enough people to work. And there's more people. There's a bigger population than ever in the world. More people need their hair cut. Less people than ever are actually cutting hair. There's a massive gap here for you to make money, and here's the income potential. This is our school. Here's why I started it. This is exactly what it is. If you feel like this is something that you're interested in, this is a career that you might want to pursue, it's a 1-year commitment to get there, I will be able to help you with our school XYZ. Apply below, book a call below, whatever the case is, and these people book a call. With a ticket, with a high ticket item that you have, bro, you're selling it for $20K, you're gonna go up in price, whatever the case is. Dude, if you got to close for $3,000, $5,000, you would run that all day, bro. You would run, if I told you right now, give me 50 grand and I will give you 15 students, you would sign right away. You wouldn't even flinch. So that's it. This is all you need to do, bro. You get someone registering for $50. Out of everyone that registers, let's say out of every 50, 5 apply. So what is that? $50 times 50, $2,500. You're getting people applying. If you just close one of those people, you close someone for $2,500. All automated through this process. And dude, there are so many people who are working flooring jobs, rigorous construction jobs that they hate, all these other physical labor jobs that wear them down, that would love to move over to a $10K a month job, cutting hair and air conditioning, and being able to open their own shop. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that helps, but that's exactly the approach I would take.
Takes all my guys. Hey, I need all my guys. Don't tell them that shit.
You guys are gonna show up to the next meetup. Everyone needs employees. This guy. So this is important to know. You know, again, I'm a business owner, not just a marketer here. If your business is dependent on one source of sales, you do not have a business. It's very important to understand this. A lot of you guys I ask, where's your business come from? 95% referral. That's great. 50% comes from, you know, this other massive source. You guys are depending on 1 or 2 sources to grow your business. This is not a good strategy in the world, okay? One thing could happen that could absolutely shatter your entire company because of that source being altered, something going wrong with it. So it's important just to diversify here. We were talking about this at lunch yesterday. Like, I like to spend money on Facebook, Instagram. I like to spend money on TikTok. I like to spend money on Google. I like to spend money on YouTube. I like to have a very tight referral process for my company. I like to spend money on sending emails and SMS to people. I have so many sources that if something happens, example, a Facebook iOS update last year, which literally shut down half the marketing agencies in the world, I don't give a fuck because I have so many other sources and I'm playing a completely different game. My risk is mitigated completely. So just something important to understand. If you guys open an entire new source of new revenue for your business, it would absolutely change everything. So there's 2 numbers that I really like to measure in every company to understand how much money we can spend on advertising. Obviously, this is only going to make sense if you guys can handle more business. A lot of you have a operational bottleneck rather than a marketing bottleneck. But average order value and then lifetime gross margin. So I'll kind of walk into these a little bit. So average order value, I don't need to explain that, right? You guys get that? Like average ticket cost, average transaction with your business. This is the easiest number to increase in my opinion. It's much easier to increase this than to lower your cost per acquisition or your cost per sale from marketing at the end of the day. One little upsell, one little cross sell, one little service that you bolt on. It doesn't even need to be yours. We were talking yesterday in our breakout sessions, and we were talking about someone, you, right? Like bolting on another service where he's netting, example, $1,500 a job. Well, dude, those same people want to buy this and someone else is doing it. Why don't you just get that someone to do it for you as a contractor, and then now you're going to make an extra $1,000 per person. Just like that, his business has doubled in revenue without doing anything else. That's a lot easier than figuring out how to half my acquisition cost in order to get the same multiple of return on my ads. So just keep that in mind. It's always easier to make more money than to save money, in my opinion. So 2 powerful strategies that I use is bestseller teas. If you have a product or service that you know most people want, find a way to give them it for free in order for them to buy something else. So for example, I'm going to take this to e-commerce because it's just the easiest example to use. But if everyone wants that red hat and it's my biggest seller, actually I'll give you a better story. So there's like a fraternity clothing brand, kind of like Vineyard Vines, that we did marketing for. And 54% of their revenue came from hats. And I was like, hey bro, let's give the green hat for free. It's the most popular one. Let's not sell it on the website anymore, and let's just give it for free. Their average ticket was $50. I said, let's just say if they spend $75, they get the hat for free. Their CFO flipped shit, the owner flipped shit. This is the worst idea ever. Half our business is this, we can't do that. I was like, give me a week. So we did it for a week. The business went from $50K a month to $250K a month in 1 month at a higher profit margin because the psychology was everyone wants the hat. And if the only way to get the hat is to spend $75, I will spend $75 to get the fucking hat. Does that make sense? You guys can find a very similar principle in your business. Wrap shops?
I was about to ask, I was going to use maybe giving away a window tint job with a clear.
Exactly.
But it has to meet a certain.
Exactly. So we just did this offer for 100 wrap shops in the country, and this was a home run. So something similar like this, tiered cash back vouchers. So for example, for your case, get a wrap and I'll give you $1,000 back, $1,000 credit. And they can use that for anything else. They want to get their windows tinted, they can do that for their windows. So a lot of these guys started buying jobs just to get cash back because the money is so high. The cool part about this is important, is your margin is so high as opposed to giving a discount. Let me give you an example. Let's just say, I'll use you as an example actually. So on a $1,000 tint job, how much money do you actually cost in tint and labor?
So you said on 1,000?
Yeah.
Level 3 installer would be $250 in labor, and then about $70 to $100 in tint, depending on the deal.
So $350?
Yeah, about 30% usually.
Cool. Let's call it $350. Okay. So $650 is margin on the 1,000. That $1,000 in credit to the customer is equal to $1,000 off. But to you, it's only $350, as opposed to giving them $1,000. So now what can you do? Instead of, if you already put in your head, I'm going to give them $1,000 back cash, you can give them $2,000 of credit for another job, and it would still net you more than you giving them $1,000 back or a $1,000 discount. And so even when you're working with your current customers and someone's trying to negotiate with you, it's very important to try to get them to get credit vouchers or cash back vouchers for your business as opposed to a discount. Like if someone's sitting there trying to negotiate $1,000 off a job, just say, hey, how about this? I'll give you $1,000 on your next job, on me. Whatever you want, pick it. Here's $1,500 instead of $1,000. I'll do you one better. Anytime you want, you come, you claim this. That $1,500 is going to cost you $500 instead of a $1,000 discount. They feel like they got more. And so when you do this from a marketing standpoint all the way up front, all these people are like, oh my gosh, man, I got to get this offer. So very, very important system. This allows you to increase average order value dramatically by getting them to spend more, but giving them a lot less than they think they're getting.
They may buy more when they leave it there.
What'd you say?
I said your competitors are usually not good with their numbers. They probably think you're fucking crazy.
Exactly, right? They'll be like, how the fuck is this guy doing it? What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Hey, Eddie, the thing you're glossing over, I used to own automotive shops.
Yeah.
The thing you're glossing over that's even better is that people like me, if I'm going to leave my car somewhere, I'm going to figure out everything else I can have done. So if I got a schedule again for that $1,000 appointment, my car's there, I'm like, well, detail it, freaking
exactly.
Fix the chip in my rim,
and
whatever.
And what happens?
I'm going to get done.
They spend more money now.
Now they're spending more money as they come back, so that's even a bonus, Sorry.
100%. No, you're
I
good,
just
man.
wanted to point
Well,
that out because that's really good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Cool, so this is the other number that we're talking about besides average order value, 6 months lifetime gross margin. This number could be shorter depending on your business and depending on the repeat value. But the concept here is understanding what your actual margin is on a customer over a 6-month period. So for businesses that are one time, this is probably not a number you want to look at. You want to look at immediate return on a customer. For businesses that are recurring, chiropractors, car washes, it's important for you guys to know how much money does someone spend in 6 months, 3 months, let's say? How much profit do we actually make per individual customer over a 3-month period of time? And take that number and say, I'm willing to spend this much in ads to get a customer. The problem is a lot of people who have recurring business models where people come back and buy from them, they only look at the first transaction. And so this limits how much money you actually make and how much you can scale. I scale fast because I know my numbers to the T, and I can say based on the service that someone's buying, I know this is how much money they're gonna pay us over 6 months. So I'm willing to spend 20K to get someone for 20K, because I know that 20K that they're giving me will be 100 in 6 months, and I'm gonna make money on it anyways. And so it's very important to understand this. When you guys understand this in your business, like to the dot, to the penny, you will become untouchable because all your competitors will cripple in front of you because they'll spend $1,000, they'll make 1,000 and they'll fold. You spend 1,000, you make 1,000, you know you're gonna make 3 in the next 60 days, who cares? I'll spend another 1,000, I'll spend another, I'll spend another. And they're gonna do the opposite. They're gonna say, dude, we only got a 1x return, we broke even after cost, we're losing money, shy away. But because you know your number to the dot in the first 90 days, it doesn't fucking matter. You can crush all of them, you can run better offers than all of them, you can spend more money than all of them because you actually know your numbers. Everyone bases marketing on the first transaction, biggest mistake in scale. You look at, obviously this is an extreme example, but you look at companies like Amazon, all these other companies, they lose money for decades to get into profit. There's a reason, it's because they know their numbers. Why can't you guys afford to float a couple grand, a few grand for 60 to 90 days to be permanently in profit with a customer that's gonna keep coming back to you, they're gonna become a referral source, they're gonna do all these other things. All it is just lifetime gross margin. So the shorter the life cycle of your business is, the shorter this number needs to be. Does this make sense? Yeah. Yes?
Yes.
Cool. The other guy got you guys fucking screaming, bro. I'm just asking for a yes.
Is churn a factor?
You know, you guys are
So
doing
if
tricks
they go
over.
just off of this, it's not. There's no churn in there. So obviously there's some customers that spend that 1,000 and then they dip.
Yep.
Right. So is churn a factor in this already?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I know my churn numbers. So like, I know if someone comes on this service, they're lasting 2 years. If someone comes on this service, they're lasting 4 months.
Oh, it's already built into the lifetime.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I have a different lifetime gross margin per service. You get what I'm saying? Even in the automotive world, right? So we run ads for the auto space. We probably sign up 20 shops a month, let's say.
It still averages out.
Yeah, so I know for ceramic coating clients, their lifetime is 5 months. For a wrap client, it's 2.5 years. For a wheel client, it's 4. You get what I'm saying? And based on that, the numbers are much different. I'm willing to spend 6 times more to get a wheel repair shop than I am a ceramic coating shop. You know what I mean? That's all that matters to me, is those numbers. So here's an example. I know it's a lot. I kind of pulled this from an old slide. I didn't want to rebuild it. I was kind of on a time crunch, so bear with me here. The point of this is, there's 2 scenarios. The top half, what matters is ad cost is $50 to acquire a customer. The bottom half is $80 to acquire a customer. I'm going to show you the math here and how it checks out. So if customer here is spending $120 after cost of shipping and everything on this service, 50% margin, I'm left with $60. If I'm spending $50 on ads, I'm profiting $10. Here I'm profiting 75 on 250, 500. The point kind of goes on. The point here is because I understand my actual gross margin for months to come, I can actually track a lot more profit and I can basically spend more money in ad costs because I understand what that money is out, not just today. This is the only concept that really matters here. So as long as you guys can go back as a business owner and track that, you guys can be a lot more aggressive with your marketing. And I promise you, if you're not trying to just disappear off the face of the earth, you market, that will last so much longer than the month that you're marketing it. People will see your shop, when they're driving by and they'll recall you. They'll think of the thing that you're selling a year later and they haven't seen anyone market it and they'll come back to you. There's so much like popcorn trickling effect of advertising that you guys don't see the month of. And the more you spend money on ads, the more it compounds and the more that you will absolutely dominate your marketplace and not just be tied to that first transaction. So it's very important to separate yourself from that transaction because, man, everyone does it and then they fold their cards too early. So this has nothing to do with marketing, but in our breakout session yesterday, we were talking about acquiring companies. This year I acquired 3 businesses, no cash down. All those businesses make us $1 million net plus more now additional in our company. I'm going to show you the logic and the framework of how I did it. I figured just kind of talking yesterday with the guys that this would be kind of valuable for this room. Has nothing to do with marketing. If this is boring to you, get on your phone, do your thing. But basically what we did, I acquired 2 smaller marketing companies and acquired an e-commerce business. I'm going to show you how I did it. I got these guys from making a few $100,000 a year for themselves to come give me 70%, no cash down. I own majority of their company. And now they all make more money than they did before, and I make a lot more money as well. So I'll kind of show you how that works. Cool, so everyone familiar with EBITDA, right? Yep. Cool, all right. So has anyone ever actually considered exiting their business? 1, 2. That's a solid 1. That's like the only one.
I've never seen his arm up that.
That's what I'm saying. He like pulled the muscle on the way up. So this is an important concept. Like we never really consider this, but in reality, there's going to come a time where you guys are like, why are we doing this? And it's much better to just collect 6, 7, 8 years of cash as opposed to working 6, 7, 8 years and still having the business. I'd rather just collect that up front. Money now is worth so much more than money later. And so there's going to come a time in your business. We never think about it when we start the businesses. Now my mentality is kind of shifted. Now this is kind of a part of the beginning of the businesses. How are we going to sell it? What does that look like? How can we get out, et cetera? But just something to consider. So a business that does $5 million in EBITDA is worth more than 10x of one that does $500K in EBITDA, just because it's a safer business. So just because it's making 10 times more the $500K net business doesn't mean that it's going to be sold for 10 times more. It's going to be sold for much more because a business at $500K is a less safe business to buy than the 5 million. So just a rough example, this one might sell for a 3x, this one might sell for a 6x. So you're talking 60 times more value than this one would. So I'm going to put it in perspective of why this is important because this is how I buy businesses. So I look for businesses doing about 300K to 600K a year. And here's kind of how I've structured the company. So we used to only have one LLC here. And now we basically created a holding company that now owns this LLC. And basically what we're doing is we're acquiring other people's companies. And instead of just doing all the paperwork to take 70% of your business, what we're doing is we're starting a new entity. We're moving the entire book of business to the new one. I established a new business. I own 70%. Person owns 30%. Now we have a new company that's operating. And that is where all the business is flowing from. I'm in control from day one. So here's a scenario. This is a real life scenario. This happened this year. So I basically looked at a Facebook ads agency. Actually, before I jump into this, let me tell you the best companies to buy, okay? There are ones where the business owners aren't paying themselves that well. They are stagnant. This is very important. If they've been at the same spot for a year, 2 years, that doesn't mean that their product sucks or their business sucks. It means that they suck at running a business. And so you're able to come in and do a lot with that business, and they're tired of their ceiling. They understand that they have a ceiling. Even you, bro, we were talking yesterday, you were like, I'm so frustrated with my ceiling. Like, other people feel like that much more than you do. They've been stuck at the same spot for years. And so I also look for businesses that bolt on to my business. So here's an example. Let's say we spend $50,000 a month in marketing. 95% of the leads that we get, we DQ. They're just not qualified to work with us. We charge too much money. We're looking for higher end clientele. But what if I found a marketing agency that was smaller that could take on people for that price point and allowed them to work with us? How much more cash flow could I generate from the same amount of ad spend? So I went and I found a company that was in this range, and I'll tell you kind of what the proposal was in a second, but I took them on to bolt on. Just from that, I'm now able to take on, instead of 5%, I'm able to take on about 25, 30% of applications to a close. So I'm spending the same amount of money.
So
I'm
you're
making
dumping those leads to that one.
exactly because they're not qualified to work with me, but they're qualified to work with B team.
And although you're keeping your, because we're doing the same thing in the construction industry, but they're still running to the consumer under their brand. No.
That's not what I
You've
do.
changed it.
Why? Why are we both competing for the same business? How much more valuable is it if one name spends $100,000 a month as opposed to two names spending 50?
Gotcha. Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
But B team does the fulfillment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's all for me. It's all for media. It's all my company. It's all for media. We just internally call them London office, Denver office, etc. But it's all for media.
Oh,
No
so
one knows.
they don't have their own brand where you like kick it to a different company?
Nope.
Okay.
The only thing different is taxes and books.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's it. They have their own QuickBooks account. It all funnels into one sheet. When we do our P&Ls at the end of the month, they each have their own tab. CFO goes and talks to them about their numbers, but we're all one team. Now, here's the benefit. Not only do they get to work with more people, more advertising, whatever, someone's now doing their numbers. We have a finance team. We have an HR team doing the hiring. We have a marketing team doing the marketing. Now I've removed all the responsibilities of running a business. And I said, dude, you're spectacular at making, at doing car wraps. Dude, just wrap cars. And I will build this entire company for you. You know what I mean? So that's the logic. So here's an example. Took this company, they're in the e-commerce advertising space. They're stuck at $28K a month, sometimes lower. Low churn, low sales, low new sales. This is important. What does low churn tell me? High quality. They know how to fulfill the service that they're charging, okay? Low new sales means they suck at marketing and getting new business. I'm great at that, perfect fit. Client average was $17.50 a month in a retainer. I thought to myself, if I could just double what they charge per client, this business would net probably 3x what it nets right now just from doubling this, because it's all gonna be net margin. All the talent was located in Europe. Now I had a new source of recruiting talent. It wasn't just from my efforts and my market. These guys have their own way of recruiting people overseas and can be an extension of my company. And there was 2 owners. Each of them was taking home $4K a month once we did our financial colonoscopy on the business. So here's what we proposed. $0 down. And I'm telling you guys this, no one wants $0 down to give 70% of their company away. But with the right vision, with the right clear projections of how they're gonna make more money and how they're gonna be less stressed, 90% of people will take this deal, okay? It just takes a couple calls. So $0 down, we're gonna take 70% ownership, they're gonna take 30, so 15 each for the owners. 2 founders get 15 each, plus instead of a 4K a month salary, I'm gonna give you each 8K.
Is that a guaranteed payment?
Which one?
Salary.
Yep, guaranteed.
So it's not out of profit.
Nope, guaranteed. Right away, you're already making double out the door.
Love it.
Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow.
That's all they want.
That's all they want.
What they wanted. Yeah.
Exactly. So right away, boom, you're making 8K now instead of 4K. The deal's already juicier. Okay, that 4K is out of the profits of the company. This 8K is before all that. Do we lose money? I'm still paying you $8,000. Doesn't matter. We control finances, processes, marketing, and HR. New company gets billed prorated for marketing. So for example, we spend $100,000 a month as a company. 20% of the revenue collected went to this branch. That branch will pay $20,000 back to main company for finance reasons. So I'm still flush on all of it. It's not like I'm covering extra expenses. The only expenses I'm really covering is admin costs. My finance team, my HR team, but those are already hard costs in my company. As I scale to many, I might need to hire more people, but at that point, my 70% is outweighing them dramatically.
And you already have your processes locked in, so you
Exactly.
rinse, repeat.
I know I can, and not only that, I have my clientele,
Yeah.
right? So I have, let's say 100 clients, they have 10. I put a bunch of clients on certain services that they have. Vice versa, I take their 10, I put them on services that I have that they couldn't fulfill. Money's already there. So here's what it looks like right now. This is from March till now. Now this business is netting 100K a month. So for reference, 78K a month, 28K a month, they were netting $2,000. Okay? This business now nets 100K a month. The business solo, based on 100K a month, is valued at a 1.7 to 2x. If I sold this little company that I bought, it would make $2 to $2.4 million on a sale. Combine it with my bigger company at that multiple, this is actually a $4.8 million business once I sell them both together. So now, these guys 30% alone is worth 30% of $5 million. That's $1.5 million that they have in equity. It's worth already dozens of times more than what their company was. They're taking home $8K a month each. The cool part is my company is worth so much more. 100K net, 70 of that's coming back to us. That's $1 million business that we just added with 0 hours of time, guys. We don't fulfill anything. We don't do anything. We meet with them. They're a part of our leadership team. They're partners in the company. That is all. They benefit us. We benefit them. It's like a consulting relationship. That's all it is. What's up?
What's your arrangement like if they just come in and just suck? They just stop.
Oh, I mean, I've never had that scenario, but I mean, again, financial colonoscopy, I'm going in their business. I'm knowing everything about them.
I mean that person is an individual.
Oh, I'll tell them from the beginning, like, we'll either buy each other out one way or another. So yeah, it's fine. And even in these scenarios, I've basically given them the option of a 5-year exit. If we get to 5 years and they want to exit, I will get first right of refusal. And if not, we can sell the whole company. We can do whatever we want. But there is a possibility to exit in 5 years. It's their option to take it or not.
Do you have push pulls in your contracts?
What?
Push pulls?
I don't know what a push.
So basically, if they offer to buy you out,
Yeah.
you're able to buy them out at the same price per share.
Yep. Yeah, it's an operating agreement.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it's called a push pull.
Yeah.
That's in Texas. That's what we call that shit.
So now, in 12 months, this business will be doing 2.5 annual net for us. By the end of next year, requires 1 to 2 hours per week from my entire team combined. Benefits, no time spent solving business problems. My team's seen them before. I can just solve them with like one text message back to them. Again, consulting role. Company added 3.5 million of total evaluation plus two per year net. And we can spend way more. This is very key. This is really the main point here. We can spend way more on ads and content because now we have way more people qualified to work with us. Basically building our main core brand more profitably than ever, higher ceiling of spend and way more. I have personally in the last year run 3 out of 4 of my biggest competitors out of business because I did this. I was able to outspend them on ads. I was able to actually destroy their companies. They went from 110 employees to 15. So let that sink in. And it's because I combined a pool of people and I said, let's all spend under one name. This is the name we're all going to spend under, and this is the name we're all going to push, and this is the name we're all going to benefit from. You're all putting in your bios. We're going to get you all to speak at every conference. This is what's on the board at every conference is for media. This is what's in every ad, millions of impressions a month for media. We're going to absolutely dominate, and you guys are on that team. So I'm buying founders, not brands. Hopefully this was pretty cool and kind of unique and valuable, but I'm sure there's ways in you guys' markets and businesses to be able to figure out a creative way to do this, especially now as the economy is going down. I'm telling you right now, I have got 5 people, not to buy them out just because operationally it doesn't make sense for me right now, but I've got them to leave their companies and come work in my company for a % of profit share of that department that they're going to run. And a lot of people right now are wanting to leave being a business owner or at least have support in a time like this. This is the time more than ever for you to go get these deals for $0.
So this is just in general managing people, right?
Yeah.
So you give them, they see their income double immediately, right?
Yep.
And that's sexy, but then you get into the day-to-day of the business and now you're not the big swinging dick in the office. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So how have they dealt with, when you do have those leadership meetings, basically not falling in line, but I mean, how do you manage them, I guess is the question.
I don't need to because I've already earned their respect before we've signed this deal.
There was like a reciprocity.
And how are you doing that?
Yeah.
I mean, my business is bigger than theirs. I've done what they haven't done. That's why they're teaming up with me. I have.
Where they want to go.
Yeah, I have the.
Better off like joining Tom Brady than you are trying to go against Tom Brady.
Like you're gonna go and get on Tom Brady's team and argue with him. It's just not. It's like you did this for a reason. This is why we're doing this. You understand that you're bringing me value. I'm bringing you value, but I have the answers that you don't because I've scaled 30x what you have. You know what I mean? It's not even a question at the end of the day. And anytime I've had one of these partners like slack off, which has happened once this year, I mean, I sit them down, I have a conversation. This is the plan we agreed to. This is what we're on. If you don't want to be a part of it, let me know. I'll buy you out. But I want to work with you for years to come. But if you don't want to work with us the way that we want to work, we'll buy you out. No problem. I'll give you a check. We can walk away.
I was curious because I absorbed another sales organization and we scaled quickly because of that. And it was the whole thing. I was the business, and he was the talent. You know what I mean? And then probably 6 months in, got tired of not being the big man on campus, and then recruited like a quarter of my people away.
But maybe it's different because you merged, right? You came together. He was the talent, you were the whatever.
Well,
the business.
he
This
came
is
in
not
under
the
my
same.
name.
It's not the same relationship.
No.
This is.
I
I'm
am
the
the
savior.
talent.
You're the savee, right? Like,
It was very much that.
No, it's
situation.
exactly
I'm
what
not
it is.
trying to be an asshole, but that's what it is.
It's like you want to win a
It's not the same.
championship, you can come be on the championship team.
Yeah.
That was my pitch to him, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what happened basically.
And what did he do again? He walked.
He ended up being able to recruit like a quarter of the. Now we can go into core values, and I didn't have all that stuff back then.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm curious if that dynamic. How long have you been working with these guys now?
A year.
A year.
Yeah.
And it's just the dynamic hasn't changed at all.
Dude, you know how much more money they're making?
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
mean, dude went from 4K a month to after everything,
Yeah.
15% of 100K plus 8K, 20,
Yeah,
23K
that's the
a
part you
month.
can't argue with,
I
yeah.
6x'd his income in 6 months, bro. He should be like cleaning the floor behind me as I walk. not being a dig, but you know, like, but when you spend when you, no, but when you spend years and years. No, but when you spend years trying to make more money and you can't, and someone comes in and does it for you in 5 months, it's like if you have a problem that's an ego issue and I can address that, I can just buy you out.
Yeah,
but it's all in the contract.
It wasn't as exponential as that was.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like I doubled his income. I didn't
Bro, doubled?
5x.
Like,
That's a big ass deal,
bro, doubled, bro. Who the fuck doubles it?
I thought so too.
Bro, if you're gonna double my money, I'll give you all of it right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Someone else had a hand. Oh yeah. What's the time? Bro, you started me late, bro. Come on. I got you. Fair enough. All right. 2 more questions.
Just real quick, can I ask you how you're structuring this, like from a corporation standpoint? Like, are they all LLCs under you?
Yeah,
and
they're all. So I'll go
paying
back.
like consulting fees to you, or
No, they don't pay any consulting fees. Just
are they paying the marketing fees to you?
they pay the prorated percent. So like I was saying, like if we spend $100,000, 20% of the revenue we collect goes to them. Then 20% of that $100,000 comes back to us.
And they're all separate LLCs.
They're all
you.
separate LLCs.
Okay.
So, for example, this would be like 4 Media LLC. This is called 4 Media LDN, London. 4 Media Denver, DEN. This is where the offices are. So that's kind of just how I've labeled them. Both of these are a 70-30 split to this company up here. And all the money funnels in through that one company. But because it's a partnership and it's not a pass-through 100%, we still have to file taxes individually for each one. What'd you say? Yeah, they're the experts on this.
But nobody wants to buy an S corp. If they want to acquire a business, they usually like to buy an LLC. It's much more difficult as an S corp. So when you gobble these up and you do the strategy, keep them LLCs and partnerships, so that when it's time to resell the business or the book, it's easier to sell as well.
And something important on that note too, I make new LLCs. So these aren't their current business. The downside of that is you lose like potential business credit, all these things that they've established. I just don't care because we have the money, we have enough business credit for all of them, and we're reestablishing it from scratch. But me establishing the entity in my state with my terms and my operating agreement is not only giving me control, but it's way faster of a process. From the time that we were like, let's do this, to the time that they were fully operating our company, 2 weeks. If I had to go and get a percentage of theirs and amend their operating agreement and go get their bank accounts, it's just like there's so many things that are missing. I would rather start from scratch, new bank account, new this, do that. I go to the bank, they're gonna give me a 30K line of credit anyways, just because I have credit with the bank, even if it's a new LLC. They don't need more than that. You know, now these guys have a 150K line with the bank 6 months later, but I have full control.
And you also don't have any problems with their old tax ID being associated to you if there's.
It all doesn't matter. I've moved their entire book of business to mine, and it's a benefit for them to keep it. I'm like, keep your LLC, dude. You have a credit on it, it's yours. All your consulting, all your side projects you do, just run it through your LLC. It's still yours. 2 questions here, and then we'll call it.
My company, I own a payment processing company, and we bring on about 40 to 50 new clients a month. And half of the business is generated by me organically. I've ran ads with like 4 different companies, and just can't. I'm still like, one of my goals for 2023 is to figure out how to market correctly. And so our process is somewhat, it's like we want to disqualify people too in the process because a lot of fraud comes in with
Yeah.
ads. Been posting on Facebook every day for almost 4 years in a row, and it works fucking phenomenally, right? I'm trying to figure out how to, and I like doing that, but I want to remove myself from that process in 2023, and I'm trying to figure out like the best way to do that. Do you have any like instant ideas that?
Run an insane offer.
Okay.
That's
we do
all.
a 3 point of sale system. So.
Lame.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get me with that. I'm serious. Take a point off for 6 months. Now we're talking business. Now you're saving me 10 G's a month. Do you get what I'm saying? Now that's how you get the big dogs. 1 point to a big dog is a huge swing. You give them some sort of promo, 6 months, 1% off, whatever. And dude, at the end of the day, I don't know how good or aggressive you are with your referral system. But for example, for me, my payment processor, I've sent $200 million a year just the last 4 months to his business because he's paying me a half point. So 50 points, I'm making a doctor's salary passively. You know what I mean? So now you have all these higher level guys who are attending these masterminds because you have an aggressive back-end structure. Who cares if you're collecting a quarter point less or a quarter percentage less on these people that they refer? Dude, the ballers that they bring in is insane, man. And I'm like, I'm an ant. You know what I mean? I'm able to pull this revenue. Like, imagine all these other guys that are going and meeting at a much higher level. One deal is 50 million, 60 million a year of transactions, 100 million a year of transactions that you're bringing in from one dude. So I would be really aggressive on the offer, on the ad side. If you can pull someone in to get in the door with you for 6 months and then show them the recurring referral program that they can create for themselves passively, that one purchase will turn into 30 purchases for you from that one person. Like right now, you're going to all these conferences and you're posting all the time, but like, dude, just have like 300 of you running around. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. That's the approach that I've seen work the most with these companies. Because you're competing with like convenience. Right. Stripe is convenient. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's easy, it's API. So like, in order to overcome that, you have to save me enough money to make it worth it. So short-term like discount offer I think is probably pretty good.
Thank you.
You had a question? Just want to make sure. Cool.
So whenever you were talking about you do broad search.
Yep.
Are you just basically making the platform itself direct the correct people to you? Like meaning?
Yes, exactly. So how these algorithms
It's like learning or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
So like if I put,
because I've always done like zip code based stuff like that.
It's still, I mean, zip code based is still broad.
Yeah.
It's still.
But it's not like so I've done zip code based, but then very specific to like they like these detailing pages.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head what audiences are working the most for automotive right now, just because I'm not too involved in that side. Trent, he runs that whole department for us, but I can pull up some ad accounts and show you. But I know for a fact, majority of our budget goes to broad on Facebook. Second is like someone interested in like car modifications or something like that.
What's your retainer per month?
Nothing, bro. $1,900 for a car wrap shop. That's like a half a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a quick question. So this is kind of going to what the guy said, like on the marketing side. So for me, I haven't really dived into the marketing side on me owning a project management, construction management, overseeing school districts. The build is struggling with the fulfillment. Of course, if I just dive out there, the fulfillment. So do you see yourself, when you guys do that on your guys' level, putting out all the marketing on your fulfillment side, you guys can't fulfill that, you guys go ahead and find other companies that can fulfill that and you take them over?
In my case, no, because I'm a recurring product. If I was a one-time product like you, yes. I've done it in the past with websites. It's like, I don't sell websites, but this person wants to buy a website for me for $15,000. I'll contract it out for $9,000. You get what I'm saying? But if it's a recurring retainer, no, because I'm gonna work with them every single month. It's my reputation, it changes a lot when it's like a monthly engagement, you know what I mean? If I was just project-based, I would totally be contracting probably 50% of the work out. Because if I just make a better marketing machine than everyone, I will take my rip off all these jobs, and that's all that matters. I won't need to do anything. Eventually, I'll have 100 jobs running for me a month through other contractors, and I'm just collecting my $5,000 up front on all of them. So if you have a bottleneck from operational standpoint, I mean, that's an easy fix with contractors, in my opinion, depending on what you're doing. But for what you're doing construction, I think it is.
Yeah, they talk more than I do, dog.
Thank you.
Love it, dog. Hey, give it up for Nate.